I'm Stacy Haraldson. This is my week 9 presentation, and my question for this presentation is, how can I recognize to use teaching methods I don't personally connect with? And I got my information from Maxine Greene, Soren Kierkegaard, Keith Sharp, and the 7 Styles of Learning recommended to me by Sophie Weston. So first off, we have Greene, whose idea is the wide awake. And often we go through life not as awake as we could be. In fact, she says that most of our lives we are not completely awake and we're just trying to wake up a little more every time. So the problem with going through your motions, you become indifferent, which is immoral in Greene's understanding. That when you become indifferent, you don't care. And when you don't care, you don't do as well in life, and you have your habits. And sometimes, even though you have a good learning system, you often, you're not willing to try anything new, even if that new idea could potentially be the best thing that could happen for your classroom. And then the next one is Kierkegaard, who believes that the crowd is untruth. And it's not that the crowd itself, the people in the crowd, are evil or not right. It's more that the crowd follows one idea and they don't form their own opinions. And so we really need to focus on the individual. And that's where people learn, that's where they progress, and that's where you need to make the changes in your teaching. You need to choose what's best for the individuals in that class. You shouldn't tell your students, this is the one way to learn. And sometimes you have to listen to what your students are saying to you, or even just their body language, which also leads to Sharp, who has two different teaching methods put together: the French Catholic and the Protestant English, where the French system is very uniform and they don't alter at all. Everybody learns at the exact same pace. You can transpose that anywhere in the country and you'll be learning the exact same thing as you learned in Paris, as you would learn in whatever other country, city. And whereas in England, it's very, very different. You have student central, and they learn at the pace of the students. While this isn't a bad thing, you also can't move that. So if the student does really well in one place and they move to another place, they could do really bad. So neither one is ideal. So we need to recognize that we need to combine these two things. We need some unity together to make sure the students have the stability, but we also cannot have we can't make fun of these students if they can't figure it out. We need to individualize the learning as best we can, as well as keep it in unity. And finally, Sophie Weston sent a picture of the 7 different styles of learning, and one way to recognize that you need to change something or try something new is to see what other options are out there. And I thought this was a great resource. If anybody else wants to look at it, it's really pretty interesting, and we need to recognize that there are many different ways to learn, and we can't be set in our ways, so we're not willing to try something new.